Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Thread the Needle. My name is Bonnie and I'm from Newfoundland, Canada. I guess I'd like to start by saying to all of you who are here for the very first time, welcome. This is my Flosstube channel where I speak about, talk about, show my love for cross stitch, for full coverage cross stitch, as that is primarily what I really love to stitch on. And for those of you who are returning viewers, thank you for coming back every time and watching what I have to show. Before I jump into this week's video, I just want to say something. Last week on my video, I wanted to celebrate reaching a milestone of having 1,000 subscribers on YouTube or Flosstube. And so I wanted to offer a little appreciation to you, my viewers. So I asked you to comment on the last video, and I don't know what wording I used, but I was reading over the comments that were coming in, and I feel so ridiculous, but it sounded as if I asked you to tell me why you loved me so much or why you loved my channel, and oh my God, I was mortified. I wanted you guys to tell me how much you loved full coverage. So I'm sorry if it came across like I was asking for compliments. I wasn't, but I appreciated all the lovely words and comments you all had to say. So I just wanted to put it out there that I wasn't asking for it, but I absolutely totally appreciated every single comment that came through over the last couple of weeks from all of my viewers. So I just wanted to make sure I got that before I started this week's video. Thank you so much for all the lovely comments. We'll get to the winners from those lovely comments a little later in the video. So let's jump right in. I have a lot to talk about today. So yeah, I'm gonna try not to make this run too long because you know, I don't think you want to hear me chatting on for, you know, a long time because I can go. But let's start off, as always, with our whips. So with this month of May and my May stitching, I had decided to start a new project every week for the month of May. And the plan is going well. I have some stories to tell you about my adventures through my new starts. I think it's a bit of a nice collection of different types of charts, so I hope you guys like what I have to show you. But let's start with the regulars. All right, let's start her off with Ganesha. So Ganesha is a Heaven and Earth Designs chart, and when completed, it's going to look like this. It is, oh, it's just so beautiful. I can't say enough about this. The background, you can't notice in the picture, but the background around it all is blues, dark blues and different shades of blue. And then you got the colorful pictures all across here. I am stitching it on 2/1 full cross on 22 count fabric. And I already previously showed you that I had the top 2 rows completed, and this is my little start on the next column of rows. So a lot more of the blues and dark blues and light blues that are continuing on that'll come across here. So this is my Ganesha by Heaven and Earth Designs, and I think it's still such a joy to stitch on, even though I'm back to stitching the blue. But even still, I know that there's going to be a lot of color and pattern and vibrancy coming up in all these sections here, so I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm still very much enjoying this. So that is that. Next on, I'm gonna move on to, yes. All right, guys. So I, as you know, have been working on a mystery sal. So that's a mystery stitch along. And it's by the company called Cross Stitch Studio, so TCSS, and they came out with this in the beginning of the year. I think it's gonna go for more than 12 months. I think it might be not quite a year and a half. I can't remember, I think. But as we've all guessed, and they recently told us exactly what it was, it is a little baby owl, and it's sleeping on a branch. So these are all the pages that I had, and I finally got that final page done. Let me tell you, the amount of confetti that was in that log was ridiculous. I'm not joking. It took me forever to finish that page. The confetti, it just about did me in. So confetti, for those of you who don't know, is when there is like one color over here. And then you have to do another different color over here. So it's like single crosses of colors that are spread out so much that it's just so much. So one color could have 10 stitches in that page, but they're so spread out that, oh, it is a pain in the bum, let me tell you. But she's finally done, and I have the full column of pictures done. I know that bottom is really bad, but here we go. This is, my goodness, there we go. This is the full piece of it. And then I finally got a little tiny start in the upper section of the next page. So the face is gonna come out in this page, which I'm really looking forward to. I think that's gonna be gorgeous. So adorable. Can't wait for the eyes and the little nose beak section to come out. I think it's gonna look really nice. So that is stitched on 2/1 full cross 18 count fabric. Now, on to my next. So these two are part of my 3 focus pieces for the year that I like to work on every week. So they have a dedicated day to it. Sometimes if life happens and I have too much going on that day, then I might just, still put in the time on it that I would have, but just a day later. So my 3rd focus piece for the year is by a fairly new cross stitch shop on Etsy called One Stipple Two Stitch. Anita is her name, and she contacted me a while ago, I think possibly towards the end of last year, and she had, noticed my love for full coverage cross stitch, and she had been dabbling into the world of creating full coverage charts. And so she gave me this beautiful chart. I'll show you what it's gonna look like when it's finished, actually. It's called Siamese Fighting Fish. And she asked me if I'd be interested in stitching it for her. And I said, well, yeah, of course. Also another beautiful, colorful piece. I got 2 fish there. And so I said, of course, I would love to stitch it for you. So it is a fairly large piece, so I wanted to stitch it on a smaller count. So this one is being done on 28 count fabric. I'm doing it 1/1. I have to say, I'm finally kind of getting into the groove of stitching the 1/1. For the longest time, it used to really get me, by the time I would pick it up and then start stitching it, getting into the groove of stitching 1/1 as opposed to 2/1, which is what I stitch with most of my projects on. This is 1/1. I always find it difficult to kind of get into it. But I think I'm finally getting there. So what I decided to do with this one, because I was finding it so difficult to actually pick it up on the day for a stitching day, and it'll take me a while before I'm comfortable with it, I decided I'm gonna make it, and this is because a couple of friends of mine on Flosstube and Instagram, through the social media world of stitching, have mentioned this. So I learned it from Leanne, Small Stamp Stitches, and she said that she does something that a friend of hers does, who's Sarah, Stitchin' Mommy. They do what's called 100 stitches a day. So you pick a project and you stitch 100 stitches a day and then put it away. And then you work on whatever you want to work on for the rest of the day. And I thought, that sounds really interesting. So if you really think about it and you do 100 stitches a day on one project, by the end of the month, you should have 3,000 stitches put in on one project with very little effort. It's just 100 stitches. So technically speaking, 100 stitches shouldn't take me very long, and I still have time to work on other projects, whatever I had planned to work on anyway. So I thought I'd give it a go. I only started last week, and it's been going really well. This was all done. This whole column is almost completed because I did the 100 stitches a day. I mean, granted, it was easier because a lot of it was just the 310 and the black and the dark colors, but it's still working. So I think I will continue to keep this as my 100 stitches a day project for this month. Then the next month I'll decide if I want to keep this as my 100 stitches a day project, or I might try and switch it out with Ganesha and really get through and power through all the background stitching before to get to the color faster. So I think that might be a good idea, but I'm so glad that Leanne brought it up on her Flosstube, and she said that Sarah had mentioned it and that they were doing it, and I really like the concept, and so I think I'm gonna do it. So I mean, I wouldn't have gotten this far that quick. Because I think the last time I showed you, I didn't have anything in this column. And so already I've got that much done. So I think it's great. I think it's a great way to get some progress in on a project without really kind of realizing it, I guess, is what you could say. So those are my 3 focus pieces. Now, on to, I'm trying to decide if I should show you, I think I'm gonna show you what I have next before I show you my new starts for the month of May, okay? So, I am so happy to present you with my finish of QS Peridot. You guys, it came out so fabulous. I mean, you cannot tell the fabulousness of this piece, but it's just, you have to see it in person. I'm blown away by the detail in this. So I'm gonna point out a few things. Now, if you look close, just look at the contouring in her arm, the shading in her arm to make that such a beautiful shape of her arm. Okay, let's start there. And then we have her face. Look at that gorgeous face. You have eyelashes, you have eyeshadow. I mean, come on. And then the curls. Look at the curls in her hair. And then wait till we get to my favorite part, the bodice. Look at that. There you go. As the camera adjusts to the shade, there you go. Like, I can't get over the detail. I mean, the wings are beautiful too, but just the little details, and look at the, let's see if I can get the butterfly in. There we go. Look at, let's focus. Okay, it doesn't want to focus, but that's all right. So there we go. So look at the butterfly and her ring. And I am just so happy. She came out so beautifully. I mean, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So there she is in all her glory. QS Peridot. Right? So happy, so happy. So of course, you know what that means. It means I have to start the next birthstone. And I was debating, I was trying to see, maybe I should pick one that has a color scheme, because obviously this is mostly greens and garnet was mostly reds, and what else did I do? There's always one color that's, you know, really predominant. And I thought, what color should I do? And I think it was one of my viewers who suggested if I could do the next one. I think she said it was her birthstone that she wanted me to do next. It's, and I can't say no because it's gorgeous. I mean, they're all gorgeous, but I think she asked if I could do sapphire. I don't know if you guys have seen the sapphire one. It's just beautiful. So maybe that will be my next one. Who knows? I haven't decided yet, but that's a strong contender. So happy to share that with you guys. I have finished another birthstone, and I'm gonna be starting another one, but not till next month, because I've got all of my Mayfly May stitching to get through, okay? So, let's see. Right, so last time I had shown you guys that I had gotten a good start on Little Dreamer's Tree. Here is that was my first start for Mayfly May stitching. Okay, I think if I turn it this way, it'll be nicer to view. There we go. So, oh, you can't see that at all. This light is horrible. Reflection is ridiculous. All right, so you get the idea. So basically, it's a long linear kind of chart, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I had gotten a good start on it, and it was going well. And then I was looking at it, and as you can tell, the very top, it's dark colors. And I was looking at it, and I was like, that coverage just does not look the way that it normally does on 18 count. And you know, I doubted myself, and so I got the ruler out, and I measured the count of the fabric, and I realized that it wasn't 18 count, it was 16 count. And I was doing 2/1 on 16 count, and I did not like the coverage. So, frustrated that I was, I frantically searched in my stash for a piece of 18 count fabric, because I really wanted to do it on 18, just the finish size and everything, and the ease of stitching just felt like something that I wanted to do on 18 count. So luckily I had something in my stash that I was able to use. I believe it's the same kind of fabric that I'm doing the owl piece on, the mystery sal. So I'm so happy. Otherwise I would have had to wait and just dwell on the mistake and have to wait until I could get to a store and get some more fabric. But it's such a weird dimensions because it's so skinny, but it's a tall project. I don't even think Michael's would have it here at the local Michael's store. And I don't have a local stitching store. That's all I have. All I have is a Michael's, so I have to rely on what they have. And I had already started it. I had already selected it as my first start. I didn't want to have to wait to order some fabric. And so I finally found some in my stash, which I'm so thankful for. And I decided I'm not going to get frustrated about it. It is what it is. It happened, and I'm not going to dwell on it. So I restarted it. And you know how frustrating it can be? I already had the top row done, but I am much more satisfied now, even though I wasted all that time working on it previously. I'm so happy that it's done. So I've restarted it on 18 count fabric after counting and recounting, making sure I had the right count fabric. And I did a little bit more. So I had previously gotten done the top row when I realized my mistake on the fabric count. So I decided to restart her on 18. I'm so much more loving the coverage. It's gonna be so adorable. And I also wanted to talk about all this confetti in this project, in the other projects, and I just have to tell you that the way that I get through my confetti stitching, cross-country helps. The cross-country stitching method really helps contain all of that confetti, and you actually feel like you're doing some progress. Like, let's take this one for example. I'm doing cross-country stitching on the diagonal, so I will work within this section of, I think this is 20 stitches wide, and in the diagonal, so all the way down there. So when I pick one color, let's say one of those greens, there's a lot of different shades of green, who knew? I would pick one of those shades of green, and then if I'm lucky, it's got 100 or more stitches, and so one of my days of my 100 days of stitching, I'd pick a color, and by the time I finished the color down through the column, I'd gone past my 100 stitches of a day. And that's how confetti stitching can be super helpful and much more manageable when you're doing cross-country stitching, because I couldn't imagine if I was parking it or going block by block and stitching. It would just take me forever. So with the method of the confetti stitching, you can complete a lot more and have that sense of accomplishment. So with this, there's a lot of the dark colors, but these little colors here, if I wanted to just stitch only within the 10 by 10 square and then finish the whole 10 by 10 square and then move on to the next one, I think it would just take me so much longer. This method really works for me to stitch cross country within a designated area. And I find that is my preferred method. It makes me a faster stitcher. It makes me a more efficient stitcher. And that's what I love, because it leaves me more time to do more stitching. And that's what I'm here for. That is what I'm here for. So, Little Dreamer's Tree, 18 count, 2/1 full cross. Here she is. So super excited that I got that done. That was my first new start for May Fly May. And on to the next two. So you guys ready? The next one that I started. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I do post more regularly on Instagram on my progress. But if if you would like to have a sneak peek on what I'm going to be showing in my videos, come watch me there. So this is the second new start for my May Fly May stitching. It is called Minnie Moose Crossing. Okay, I was debating between this one and there's another one on the Heaven and Earth Designs page. I think it's called Deer Creek, and they're both really, really beautiful. But moose are very common here in Newfoundland. I've come across a couple while driving on the highway. Very dangerous. They're gigantic animals, and they're beautiful animals, and we have a lot of them. So more so than the deer, I really wanted to do this. It's a little bit of a connection. I thought if and when I finish this, it's going to look great in the cabin. So I'm doing Minnie Moose Crossing right there. So it's really nice. I think the reason I like this is that it's kind of a 3D effect, because the leaves and stuff in the foreground here are more focused than the moose. I don't know how they did this. It's by Donna Gelsinger, and the way that she has created this, the tree and the leaves here at the bottom look, I'm explaining this really badly, but basically it looks almost 3D. The moose, you can clearly tell it's like a step further, dimensionally, I don't know, it all works. And it looks beautiful on that, and I'm just hoping that when it's stitched and everything, that my stitching also ends up with that some level of, intricacy, I'm not gonna use that word, some level of, dimension in the picture as the finished product should be. So here is how much I have done. It's not bad, you guys. I got about 1,000 stitches in before I had to put her down for the week. So here it is, and it's not bad when you compare it picture-wise. It's not too bad. I mean, it's the upper left-hand corner. So it's pretty good, eh? I'm very happy with it. And so this one is being done on 18 count, 2/1 full cross, and it's coming out very, very nicely. I'm very happy. So this is my second new start for May Fly May stitching, and it's going great. Now, my third new start for the month of May is one that I've been wanting to stitch for a very, very long time, but I guess I couldn't really justify it, or I couldn't to myself, or I couldn't be like, oh no, I have so many on the go. And because the one that I've picked now that I'm going to show you is also a part of the set. So you can't stitch just one from the set. You have to do the set. And when it came on the Heaven and Earth Designs page, and obviously I wasn't going to do the full size piece. I know my limitations. I know I can't do all these bunch of these huge, humongous, big pieces. So obviously these are all minis. And so I decided to do the mini version. So when they went on the website, and they were sold as a package, the set was sold as a package. So how could I say no? It was a no-brainer. So, but I bought this a long time ago. It's been sitting in my collection of PDFs, charts that I've purchased over the years. I don't know if you realize this, but not only am I a serial starter, a full coverage stitching fanatic, I am a serial chart collector. I have so many in my collection that I know I'm never gonna stitch, but I just collect these charts. They're all PDFs. They're saved in multiple locations, on external hard drives, on my CPU. They're there. So I have a lot in my collection that I always dream about stitching. So this series of charts has been in my collection for a long time. I've always really wanted to start them. And so I did the Mayfly May stitching this year, and I thought, let's jump right in. Let's grab those charts and let's do it. So it's a set of 7. They are called the 7 Deadly Sins by Marta Dalig. I think I'm saying that name right. And basically, you guys, it is the 7 Deadly Sins, but it is, each sin is given a lady, and the lady is given a beautiful, gorgeous dress with a beautiful, gorgeous background, and it is so lovely and breathtaking, and I can't believe I get to start it. And it is like, I enjoyed every single stitch that I put in this chart, and I've only been stitching on her for one day. I still have the rest of the week for this 3rd start, and you guys, I'm enjoying every single stitch. I don't know why I waited so long to start this series. I'm so super excited. This one is called Minnie Everest, and I can't. I'm so excited about this new start. Okay, so it's being done on 22 count. So I'm going a little bit smaller on this one. Like I said, I didn't get a lot done. Okay, so here she is, just the top corner. But let me tell you how fun this was. And I know you can tell that I am stitching in the diagonal across country, but if I did just one diagonal, it would just be that tiny little corner. So the first few diagonal rows I'll stitch together. That's all I have done. But it was so much fun just putting these stitches in. I cannot wait to pick her up again after my focus piece days, which is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So this one, so how I did the Mayfly stitching was, there's 4 weeks, so 4 new starts. On the Saturday, I would pick up a new start. Then on the Sunday, I would do Ganesha. Then on the Monday, I would do the Mystery Cell. On Tuesday, I would do the Siamese Fighting Fish. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I would do the new start that I had started the previous Saturday. So I've already started this. And then after I have my focus piece stitching for the next couple of nights or days, I will get back to this on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I have 3 more days of stitching on this, and I cannot wait. So super excited. I can't wait to show you the progress on this the next time around. So those are my 3 new selections that I've had so far this month. And I have 1 more new start to show you in my next video that I will get to. I will let you know that it is not a mini version. It is not a smaller version of a chart or a small bit of a chart. It is the full size chart. It's really, really nice. That's all I can say. So that is another thing that we have to look forward to. I can't wait. Guys, I just love it so much. I love stitching so much. Okay, so one thing I wanted to mention also, there are so many wonderful floss tubers out there, and there's new ones popping up every day, and it's so exciting to get to know these people. One that I've gotten to know through Flosstube and Instagram is Belushi Stitches. You guys have got to check her out. She is her personality is just so wonderful. She's so funny, and she is a fantastic stitcher. Okay, so go check her out, Belushi Stitches. Okay, now on to the good stuff. We are going to now talk about the giveaway winners from last week. So I did my little random comment picker on YouTube, and I got 2 names because I said I would give away 2 charts of your selection on Heaven Earth Designs. You can either pick an SK or QS or a mini. So you 2 lucky winners, you get to choose, and I'll post my email address here and in the description. Pop me an email, tell me what chart you want, and I'll get it for you. Okay, so the first winner, I'm not gonna do a drum roll because it's just, I can't do, so pretend there's a drum roll going, okay? Winner number 1 is Georgia Stitcher. Congratulations. I hope you really are going to enjoy. I think part of the fun for me for picking out a new chart is browsing on Heaven Earth Designs, because there's just so many. So Georgia Stitcher, I hope you have lots of fun trying to pick out what you want. Pop me an email. Winner number 2, Christy Martin. Congratulations, you have won a prize. So I will, I look forward to hearing from both of you ladies. You send me an email, and I can't wait to hear from you and see what you get, what you pick. Who knows? I might buy 2 copies and keep one for myself. Now, we have come to another fun little section on my video. My friend Anita from the Etsy and Instagram of One Stipple 2 Stitch, she's the one who very kindly gave me the Siamese fighting fish chart, which I'm enjoying so much. She started creating these full coverage charts, and she has the store on Etsy, and she's continuously trying to add to her store, and she wanted me to offer to you, my lovely viewers, a very cool opportunity. She wanted me to gift you guys an opportunity to use a coupon in her store for 50% off a full coverage chart kit in her chart pack, I should say, in her Etsy shop, One Stipple 2 Stitch. Now, what is included in her chart pack, you ask? I'll tell you. She has not only the PDF of the chart that you select, she has customized cutouts for needle minders. She has a corner gauge. I believe the corner gauge is so that on the fabric, when you're starting a chart, it will actually measure from the edge of the fabric how much you have to go in, so you get an equal, so you know exactly where to start, rather than having to manually count it out with your eyes and your little pen. So you get a corner gauge, you get thread keeps, floss drop, and a project label. Okay, and so she's going to be offering this. I believe there's a time, I think she's starting from sometime in May until for a few weeks, and all that details will be in my description. Not only that, Anita has so kindly given me another chart, another full coverage chart of these beautiful, adorable little frogs sitting on these leaves. And she gave me enough charts to give to you guys. So I think it's just adorable. I mean, it's such a cute little chart. They're so adorable. 2 little frogs. So I have 3 charts to give away to you guys of her charts. We're going to do it like this. I'm gonna ask you if you would like to be put in for the opportunity to win a copy of this chart. You can, in the comments, use the word frog in a creative way, and you will get selected. So how wonderful is that? So thank you, Anita, for giving me the opportunity to talk about your wonderful charts and to offer it to my viewers. So remember, if you want the opportunity to win a frog chart, you just have to use the word frog in the comments. So I think, you guys, that I have covered everything that I wanted to cover, so it's not too bad. I went over my time a little bit more than normal, but I just had so much to talk about and so much to share. You guys, I love doing this so much, the stitching and the sharing with you guys, and thank you so much for coming back every time. I truly appreciate it. So please continue to come back and watch, and yeah, catch me on Instagram for more frequent updates. And if there's anything you would like to know, if you have any questions, or if there's anything you want me to talk about, put it in the comments below, or send me an email. I'll add my email to the description. And I always love having email discussions with people. So it's a really nice way to get to know everyone. If there's anything you want to know about me or my stitching, I don't really share a lot of personal details on this channel. I just like to keep it about stitching, but I don't mind sharing a little bit if you are curious. So it has been fun. I have another 2 weeks of May to go, so I get to work on another new start after this one. And it's been fun, you guys. I can't wait for the next video. I'll catch you then. Happy stitching, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.